a princess's defiance. Princess Lyara of the Virene Dominion had never met a human, but she already despised them. To her people, humans were primitive, reckless creatures of war who poisoned their planets and called it progress. So when her father, Emperor Sale, announced a diplomatic marriage with the Terran Republic, Lyara's voice echoed through the Crystal Hall. "Father, I'll marry anyone except a human." Her refusal was bold, borderline treason. But the Emperor, weary from decades of interstellar tension, saw no other path to peace. And so the match was arranged. The human chosen was Commander Eric Dallin, decorated, disciplined, and utterly unwanted. Lyara vowed to break the union before it began. But fate, as the galaxy would soon learn, has a cool sense of irony. The man behind the uniform. When Eric Dallin arrived on Virene Prime, every Virene noble watched him with thinly veiled contempt. He was tall, scarred, and carried the silent aura of a soldier who'd seen too much. Lyara expected arrogance, maybe even cruelty. Instead, she found calm intelligence. He bowed deeply before her. "I'm not here to claim you," he said softly. "I'm here to honor you." Those words unsettled her more than any insult could have. Over the weeks that followed, Eric treated her not as a prize, but as a partner in peace. He learned her customs, listened to her people, and even dared to laugh at Virene humor, something no outsider had ever done successfully. Still, Lyara resisted. "You don't belong here," she told him one night beneath the twin moons. He smiled. "Neither do you, if belonging means agreeing with everyone else." The shadow of war. Peace between their worlds was fragile. Extremists on both sides plotted to destroy the treaty. On the eve of their ceremonial bonding, an explosion tore through the royal city, killing hundreds. The rebels left a message carved in plasma across the palace wall: no union between predator and prey. Blame fell immediately on the humans. Riots erupted across the Dominion. The Emperor was forced to hide his daughter for her own safety. Eric, however, refused to leave. Against orders from both governments, he led a covert mission to protect Lyara and uncover the true culprits. "If this marriage was meant to stop war," he said, "then it can't begin with lies." The enemy within. Together, they uncovered the truth. The attack hadn't come from humans. It came from within. Virene military leaders, fearful of losing power, had staged the assault to ignite another war. When Eric confronted them, he was captured and sentenced to death as an enemy spy. The Dominion broadcast his execution across the stars as a warning. But on the day of his supposed death, something extraordinary happened. Lyara stormed into the tribunal wearing the imperial crest, invoking ancient law. "You will not kill him," she declared, "for he is my chosen." Her father stared at her in disbelief. "You would choose him, the human." She met his gaze without fear. "He proved me wrong." The choice that changed worlds. In that moment, Lyara shattered 1,000 years of prejudice. By Virene custom, invoking the right to bond meant her life was now tied to Eric's. If he died, she would die with him. Faced with his daughter's resolve and the truth of the rebellion, Emperor Sale halted the execution and exposed the conspirators. The galaxy held its breath as news spread of the princess who defied her father, her empire, and her own hatred for love, from hostility to harmony. Eric and Lyara's union became the cornerstone of a new age. The human-Virene Accord ended a century of Cold War. Trade and science flourished. Children of both species grew up speaking 2 languages and dreaming beneath shared skies. But the story didn't end with peace. In her later years, Lyara wrote, "I thought humans were destroyers, but the only thing Eric destroyed was a wall I built around my heart." The legend lives on. Centuries later, their story remains legend, taught in schools across both worlds. Holographic murals depict the moment Lyara took Eric's hand beneath the twin moons. Historians call it the bond that united the stars. No one remembers the wars before it as clearly as they remember the love that ended them. And somewhere, deep in the archives of the Galactic Museum, the preserved vows of Lyra and Eric still play on a loop. You taught me that peace is not found in treaties, but in trust. And you taught me that love is not born from sameness, but from seeing the other clearly.